Hello, hello everyone. We are going to be doing a chicken tonight. Rooster, chicken, I guess it's a rooster. Anyway, I'm going to try something different. Painting and using some napkins to Mod Podge. So a little different as far as how doing the shape and everything, but I'll show you how I've kind of come about with it. So this again is I have not done it before, so we're going to try it and see what we end up with. I am Pam Savage with Young at Heart Creations, and I paint. I love to paint and create, and I love to teach others to do that as well. So tonight we're going to be, I haven't planned this out really, so I just grabbed something and thought, okay, we're going to try this, and we'll see how it works. But we're going to work on Mr. Rooster tonight. I've done several of these, but I just completely painted them. Did not use napkins. So we're going to be using two different napkins, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. I've been working on some other projects too, so I've been busy painting today, but typically I'm on here around 6:30 or so. Hi, Peggy. Oops, I'm sorry. Let me get my Facebook up over here on my iPad so I can follow your comments, see all of your comments. But I'm coming on early because I'm doing a challenge with Tamara Bennett with Southern Adornments Decor. I'm doing a challenge with her tonight. She's got a challenge going with a project that we're doing, and it's going to be so much fun. So I'm going to do that. Hi, Jean. And so I wanted to get off early enough because I know several of you are doing that as well. You are doing the challenge with her, so I didn't want to interfere with that. And I also need to announce that I will be doing my lives starting next week. My typical one, hi Jerry, hi Miss Lynn. Typically I do my official lives on Tuesday evenings, but I am going to change that to Thursday evenings. I'm going to try to do it a little earlier, about 5:30 instead of 6:30. But the reason I am changing is because y'all know that we're expecting a sweet little grandson in the end of June or 1st of July. And I will be keeping him on Tuesdays. She is a nurse. Emily is the mom, and it's my son, and this is their first baby. And she is a nurse at Baylor Hospital, and they have to put in so many hours to keep their license to be an RN. So she's going to be working 1 day a week, and the best day for her to work was on Tuesdays. So poor me. I have to go keep that newborn grandson. I'm trying not to show my excitement, but yes, I'm going to show my excitement. I am so excited. So, and I knew you guys wouldn't mind if I changed it to Thursday, especially knowing because it's because of my sweet little grandbaby that's on the way, and we don't have a name yet, so we're calling him Little Captain. But I mean, I think they have a name. We just don't have the name yet. So, as of next week, I could go live on Tuesday, I could go live on Monday or Wednesday. I mean, I may pop in like I still do, but my official live day will be Thursday from now on until I can tell you differently so that you will know. So let's go ahead and get started with this. We're going to be working on chicken tonight, rooster, I guess you would say, and this is let's see what he is. He is 12 inches, so great for porch leaner or just hanging on your kitchen wall. Yes, I'm beaming. We got to see a video. It wasn't the 3D video, but it was really close. You could count his ribs, all of his little fingers. He even opened and closed his eyes, and I'm telling you, it is just incredible. God is just amazing. And you would think, as excited as we are, that this would be our first, but this is number 7. But every one of them are just as exciting and precious as the first one. So we are all just beside ourselves. We haven't had a baby in. Our baby right now is Logan, and he is 7 years old. So it's been a while since we've had a Savage baby, and we are ready. So okay, so let's get started. I'm gonna go ahead and do the painting part. I'm gonna put a napkin on him. We're gonna do some easy buffalo plaid, not painting it, but I am going to do the painting where that's not going to be. So let's go ahead and do I've just taken a pencil. I'm going to bring you down. Hi, Miss Heather and Karen. Yes, it's so exciting. So exciting. I just cannot wait. Hold that, sweetheart. So I get to go down there every Tuesday until Kyle gets off at 5 or so. I'll be his Grammy for the day. Kyle works from home, so he will be there too. So I'll have reinforcement. Okay, so I've just put a coat of white paint on because anytime you're working with napkins, you want to put a white coat underneath so that your napkin colors show through. And I've just kind of drawn off where his comb is going to be. We're going to do this black. Oops, I forgot one. And I'm just barely, just so I don't get over with that black. And then we will stop with the black here, because that's going to be the beak. And then his wattle, I guess it's called. We will do that red, and then yellow for his feet. So let's go ahead and get our yellow on. And I'm using Primary Deco Art Primary Yellow. Come on, there we go. All right, and ladies, we have four people that have paid to come to the paint party next month. And even if I don't get any more, we are still going to do it. Even if 4 is all we have, we are going to have fun with that 4. I would preferably, I have 18 seats, and I would really like to have at least 10 people come. I've got, that way I'll have some extra boxes for you to paint, and you've seen the box on here. If not, I will show it at the end. But I just would really love to have 10 people. So if just the 4 that are coming, and I've told one of my other one that is coming that the first person to get 5 people to come with them, you know, that's 5 just neighbors, family, somebody like that, then you will be free. You will not have to pay. I will reimburse you if you've already paid. But if just each one that are coming right now if they just brought one, that would give us 8. And I know I knew it was risky doing it during the day, during the work day. But I know we've got a lot of retired people, a lot of stay-at-home moms that could get a sitter. And it's just going to be a very relaxing. It's not going to be intense. It's going to be a very relaxing paint day. The project that we have is very simple, very easy to paint. Now you can add some things that would up the level if you wanted to. You can add details to it. But it is very simple. So even if somebody has not painted before, they will be able to, you know, to do this. So if you have a neighbor, you know somebody that would enjoy this, just getting together and just having a kind of a girls' day out. I will supply everything except for lunch. You will need to bring a sack lunch and bring you something to drink, non-alcoholic, and we will just have so much fun. I'm going to have a couple of door prizes. This will be one of the door prizes. Your little miniature iron that everybody's Mod Podging with. I haven't tried it yet, so I'm going to have to try it. But it looks like it's very easy to do, and everybody's doing it, so I'm going to have to try it. Another thing I haven't tried is burning the napkin off. I haven't done that yet. I don't want to set off the smoke alarm. Our smoke alarms are very sensitive, so I don't want to do that until I have tested it. I don't want to do it live until I've tested it. But it is just going to be so much fun. It'll be in Sherman, Texas. So I would say if you're within an hour and a half drive, it doesn't start until 11, and I did that just so it would start late enough that if you did need to drive, you would have plenty of time to get there if you live within an hour, hour and a half, a couple hours. Bring ladies from your church. I mean, just what a great get-together that it's going to be. I just love getting up. And again, by the time I use Square, and so they take their fee out for the payments. They take their fee out, and then with the items that I've purchased for it, I really don't make much money. I do make a little bit, but not much on these that I just charge $35 for. The main purpose is just for us to get together and just have a good time and just meet each other. Okay, so I'm just doing the beak, and we've base coated the feet. Okay, and then we're going to switch to the red. I got way too much yellow out, so I think I'm going to put it back in, what I don't need. So is anybody else that's on here watching right now doing the challenge with Tamra? I think it's really going to be fun. I did the first live I ever did with her, or the first challenge I ever did with her, was Buffalo Plaid. It was a planner. I'd never done Buffalo Plaid before, and once I did it, oh, I was hooked. Peggy, you're doing it. Yay. Hi, Vicki. Thanks for hopping on. I sure appreciate you guys being here. Okay, so now I'm going to use Tuscan Red. This one's about empty, but I think there's enough in it. Tuscan, it covers really well. Another one is True Red, covers well, and I also like Santa Red. Santa Red covers well too. And I'm just going to go to a little bit smaller flat brush because we're just painting the tops of it. Maybe should have put a little bit of gray down first, but I think we can get it to cover. And the black's going to cover anything that we don't. Ooh, that's not a very good brush. That's a stiff brush. I usually just use it to put paint back in. We kept two of our grandchildren. Logan, y'all have seen him on here before. We had Logan and Angela. We had them Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and during church Sunday. And then we had Mila, the grand dog, a little over a week, or right at a week. And so they went home. Mila went home Saturday. The kiddos went home Sunday after morning services. And then David, my husband, his sister and niece came in Sunday evening and spent the night with us. So our house has been very busy this past week, and it was so nice to have our company and visit. His sister they live in San Antonio, so we don't get to see them real often. Usually at the family reunion we have each year. See, that's a really pretty red. It will take a second coat, but it still covers really, really well. And it's called Tuscan, T-U-S-C-A-N, Deco Art. I love it for my Santa suits when I'm painting Santas. It's just a really rich red. Okay, and then we need to do his little waddle. Hi, Miss Debbie. Hi, Anna. Okay, yeah, that's what's so good about being able to do the replays, is being able to go back and just watch them when you're relaxed If you need to pause it, you can pause it. I'm not worrying too much about getting any paint down here because we're going to paint it black. Okay, let me dry that real quick. And I'll put a second coat on it. So Miss Debbie Egger, if you're close enough, you could come to the paint party next month. It is the 28th at 11 o'clock, and it'll probably be, I'm going to guess, 3 to 4 hours. We have it until that evening at 4, but we'll probably finish up about 3. Go ahead and draw the yellow too. It'll be a fun project. You could bring Bo. Bo could paint with us. Bo is her puppy dog that we kept a while back and we fell in love with. Such a sweetheart. It was Debbie's mom that's on here, Debbie Mosley Egger. I say Mosley, it's Mosley Egger. Her married name is Egger. But it was her mom and sister that spent the night with us Sunday night. We had the best visit. And her sister Lissa slept in the craft room. You know, I've showed y'all the bed that pulls out, the cabinet that pulls out and makes a bed. But I always wonder, people that sleep in here, because I have all of my painted things hanging on the wall. And I wonder if all the critters in the night spook them, all the little eyes looking at them. Okay, he's starting to look like a rooster. I'm just using up some more of my paint here since I've already got it out, just going through and putting one more coat on. Now with red, again, you could put a light gray under red and it will cover even better. And I will go through and probably do some shading and things on it. If we don't have time, I'll do it off camera. Okay, let's go ahead and we're going to use, this is just Lamp or Ebony Black Deco Art. And we'll get his face painted. And then we're going to put the napkin on. I'm going to do the details after we get the napkin on. Okay, so we're just going with our black. And I laid the napkin on, and I'll show you how I cut it in just a moment. So I pretty much know where that napkin's going to go. If I need to paint a little further down after we, I'm going to go to that smaller brush. After we put the napkin on, we can paint a little bit to touch it up if we need to. So whatever color you put under that napkin, that color is going to show through. Now I'll go through and touch up the edges. This is a laser cut, so it's black on the edges. And I will go through and anywhere that I've gotten paint on the edges, I'll touch it up with either marker or paint. I usually just do paint over it. Smooth that out just a little. Got a tiny little spot there that's a little hard to get into, so I'm going to switch to a small liner brush just to get up in that little crevice. at the paint party, I could get more people in that room. I may decide to use it again, but I only have 18 boxes. So that's why I had to limit it to 18. Okay, so I'm just kind of filling in with this black with this liner brush, and then lining it, and then we'll fill it in. Chickens, roosters are still so popular in kitchens. I mean, it's been years that I've had chickens, and they're still, every time you go to Hobby Lobby, they've always got chickens out. Okay, now we can just fill it in. And of course that black color covers really well. But you still, a lot of times, will need to put a second coat on it. I hear the phone ringing, and I can hear the answering machine telling us who it is, and it's scammers. They always start in. We get them during the day too, but they're the heaviest through supper time. Just got a little black on the wattle there. Clean that up right quick before I forget. You probably can't see it, but I got a little bit of black on that wattle. Okay, so let's dry that really well. Hi, Miss Ashley. Okay, so we'll turn him around this way. He's beginning to look like a chicken. Okay, let's go ahead and I just got, this was a cocktail napkin, so it wasn't very huge. It was a little bit small. Got a little bit of yellow right there. Let me see if I can get that off. Yeah, there we go. But what I did was lay the napkin out square, just laid it out upside down with the back side, and then let's see, is that how we did it? Okay, yes, had it with the back side, or the printed side up, and laid him on there, and then just traced around him and cut it out. So now I've got pretty much the basic shape. So I just turned him upside down and laid it on the napkin with that side up, the back side up, and then just traced it. I left a little bit of lip on it so that I'll be sanding it off, just in case I didn't trace it exactly right. So I've got a little bit of wiggle room on it. Now Miss Ashley Richards that is on here, she has Oh So Darling Studio, and she is, I call her the queen of plaid or buffalo plaid. She can just paint it almost with her eyes closed. I don't know how she does it, but she does, and it turns out pretty every time. Okay, so there's the black line. I'm going to put just a little more yellow right up here because it didn't go up just quite far enough. Not much, but I want it to kind of meet that line. So I'm just going to go up about 1/8 of an inch. I just don't want any of the white showing. Hi, Miss Debbie Johnson. So if you're just hopping on, I was just telling everyone about the paint party that I'm hosting on April the 28th. On my Facebook page, you'll see the link to it. We will be painting these adorable little boxes and also 2 little terracotta pots to go in them. Whatever color you want. If you want sunflowers, whatever. And then we're going to do some grass a little differently than what I did here. And then we're going to do some Mod Podging on them. They're going to be so much fun. They're going to be so easy, just relaxing and fun. And there's just so many different things that you could use them for. It's only $35, and that covers everything. Okay, I didn't go up quite high enough. All of the supplies, that will be everything. I will have everything you need. You are welcome to bring your favorite brushes. I know I have my favorite brushes, but I will have brushes there. I will have all of the paint, all of the Mod Podge, everything you need. The only thing you would need to bring, you can bring your brushes if you want to, but the only other thing would be lunch or something for you to snack on, because we will paint through lunch. And some non-alcoholic drink for you to drink, just so you don't get hungry. And we'll have a few other, couple of other little instructional segments that we'll do. Starts at 11. Would love for you to come, love for you to bring a friend, bring some church friends, work friends, take a day off. You've earned it. What a year we've had. All right, that should get it. Alrighty, that got it. Okay, so to register, go to the website, my website, youngatheartcreations.com. Click on events and it'll walk you through. Okay, so I did trace it on the back, but you know you always have to take the plies off. Napkins always have at least 2 plies and all the way up to 4 plies. I've never seen a 5 ply, but I guess they could have a 5 ply. So there was 1. I think this one has 3. Yes, so this one had 3. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and cut. We're also going to use, aren't those pretty? We're going to use this off of a scrap. I'd already used the other part of the napkin. So we'll do that in just a minute. I'm not going to cut it. We're going to use the water to get it off. So let's get our Mod Podge, and I use the matte Mod Podge. It just seems to work best for me. It's going to get loud because I forgot to whack this before I started, just to loosen it up. I like the wide ones because I can get my big brush down in it when I want my big brush. And let's see, we'll go ahead and use, I think this size will work okay. So I'm just going to use a 3/4 inch flat. Whoops, I was about to put it in my paint. And we're going to go ahead and put some Mod Podge on to get our napkin in place. And I'm going to go just right up to that black. Because I don't want it going over the black. I want to be sure and get my edges. And then we'll Smooth it out. Now this would be one that would be good to use with that iron. I just didn't want to do it yet if I hadn't tried it myself. Just want to make sure you get a coat on every inch of it that you're going to want that napkin to stick on. Something black on there. Okay, I'm going to get the edges and then smooth it out. And we can come back around these edges if there's a spot that it didn't get covered. We can stick some under it. Okay, I'm trying to see where it's wet and where it's not. I think we got it all. Okay. Let's see if we can get it on here. That Mod Podge dries pretty sticky pretty fast under this light. Okay, so it should be tacky enough. Okay, now we've only got the one layer now, and we'll have to be really careful. Try to line it up as best we can. Okay, let's get our chip brush, and we want to work our way out from the center out. We're going to need some more glue under there. Okay, and let's get some more on these edges. See if I can get some right under there. You just want to make sure that those, especially those edges, are down really well. Okay, get that blob off of there. Pretty good. I've got a little bubble right there. I'll let it just kind of calm down there while we sand. Okay, let's give it just a little bit of a dry. What I would do, if I didn't bring one in here, but if I had a little pin, like a straight pin, where that little bubble is, because the glue dried too quickly, but I would just prick it with a little pin and let that air out. But I'm getting it hot just right underneath there and sticking it back down. Oh, it's so cute. Okay, I'm going to put just a little right under his neck here. Okay, so there's what we have. That's the easiest buffalo plaid I've ever done. It's not Ashley's, but it's there. All right, I'm going to wash that out so that glue doesn't dry in that brush. And let's go ahead and see if we can get... Typically I would let it dry just a little longer before I did this. And with all these curves and little nooks and crannies, this would be a good one to do the where you use a cigarette lighter or some kind of a lighter and go around it. But I didn't bring one up here and I hadn't planned on it. I want a spray bottle with water and everything when I do that. Just to be on the safe side. And I'm just using an emery board like you would do your fingernails with. And it's coming off very nicely. And it works much better when it's dry, because when it dries with that glue on there, it gets a little stiff, and that makes it so much easier. Now, this is leaving a little bit on the edges, but I'll go back over the edge with black. With you can either use a marker, a paint pen, or I just use my paintbrush and just dab it all around. It doesn't take but just a couple of minutes to do it, just to clean it up. See how good these are to get down in those crevices? And even if you're trying to just sand something that you cut out and you have an area that's so hard to get to with your electric sander, these are great for that. Now you want to be careful putting your fingers down on. I've got a little bit of that Mod Podge on my finger, and I don't want to pull the napkin up. I can feel it kind of pulling there. And let's do this side real quick. And if you kind of go down and across as you do it, that will usually just lift right off. Hi Marla and Miss Zelma. Thanks for hopping on. I would appreciate it if everybody would hit that sprinkle button. Now, Facebook spells sprinkle S-H-A-R-E. So if you would hit that button, I would sure appreciate it. My numbers are up 133% from what they were last month, and that's viewers. The more you hit that sprinkle button, S-H-A-R-E button, the more Facebook spreads my videos. So that helps me tremendously with my algorithm. Okay, see how fast that was with just that little emery board. So we already, if we didn't do anything else, he's cute just like that. But he's got a lot of details that we want to do. So Let me get this out of the way before I turn the hair dryer on, or the blow dryer, and it goes everywhere. Okay, so I still want to put some flowers. What do y'all think? I think they'd be cute, but let me see what you think. Here would be the bottom of the flowers. Now these would be cute. I didn't have enough of these napkins left to do them in this bigger print, but I think it would be so cute just to put the flowers up here, maybe diagonally. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and get them taken off. We're going to take them off with water. But what do you think? You think that would, or even put them down here like for his, maybe like for his feathers? Okay, so let's take a quick vote. Everybody comment. Down here, kind of diagonal like his feathers, or up here on his tail feathers, which is going to leave him a little blank down here, but what I could do down here is put a red heart, a red wooden heart for his wings. I'm just grabbing this, but I've got little hearts. You know, like you could put a heart down here, not a chunky one, but a heart for the wings and flowers up here, or just flowers for his wings, or just flowers up here and a heart. Okay, what does everybody think? In the middle. Hey, Crystal. Crystal, are you coming to the party? April 28th. Okay, Lynn says in the middle. I kind of like the middle too. My plans were to put them up here, but then when I put it down here, thought about needing a wing. I thought that was kind of cute for the wing. Okay, let's take a couple of more comments. Lynn says in the middle. What do y'all say? And there's Marla and Crystal and Peggy. Everybody else that's on here. Debbie, what do y'all think? In the middle? Or up here somewhere? And a red heart down here. Okay, while you're deciding that, while everybody's commenting, let's go ahead and get our flower. Now I'm not going to cut it like I did this. I'm going to go around it with water so that I have kind of a, just a soft edge. I don't want a hard edge around it. Just going to kind of tear it out. Now I have not separated the plies yet. So I'm just taking water and putting it on the outside where I want it to tear. And that just helps it to blend in better and doesn't look like you just took another piece of a napkin and slapped it on there. Now I'm saving these little pieces because there's things that I will use that for as well. Here's the bottom of the napkin, so I know this is the top of the flowers. It's got little baby's breath coming at the top, out of the top. I don't remember where I got these napkins. After a while, you start ordering and just picking them up wherever you find them, but then you start ordering them online. And there's so many different places you forget where they come from. Okay, so now we've got that soft, rough edge. Soft, rough, that doesn't make sense. Instead of a harsh line, we've got a soft, feathered. But we do need to separate the plies. The way I do that, I get my fingers a little sticky. And just pull it apart. Now this has still got one more ply on it. You always want to, unless you've read the napkin package and you know how many plies it has, you always want to be sure. Double check just to make sure that you got them all off. You'll be able to really see your finger through it. Hi, Gail. Okay, so I've only got one comment, and that is Lynn, and she says the middle. So Lynn, we're going to put them in the middle. Now I'm going to decide where I want it, and then I'm going to put a little bit of white on top of this napkin just to give us a little more color so that that napkin, those flowers will come through. Not a lot, because that napkin, remember, has not been sealed. So I'm going to try this. I have not tried this yet. So we're going to see what it does. Typically, if you got the napkin wet before you seal it, it's going to cause it to lift up. But I don't want all of that black showing through there, because our flowers won't show up real well. So let's see if I can do my chalk pencil without tearing having to be very careful, because I don't want to tear this napkin that's on the chicken. So I'm doing chalk pencil just around the edge of this, so I'll know where to put my paint. I don't even care if the paint shows a little bit on the outside, but now I've got kind of a perimeter of where I want to put that white. And I'm just going to use a small flat brush. And just kind of help cover up. Now I'm not adding any water to my paint. I can feel that napkin trying to raise up, so I've got to be really careful. We'll see if this works. I never know. I never know if it's going to be a flip or a flop until it's finished. If it's a flop, I know not to do it again. If it's a flip, yay me. We had some terrible weather through our area last night. Just 9 miles from my son's house in Oklahoma, in Kingston, Oklahoma. They had a terrible tornado. Lots and lots of damage, and last count I heard was 9 people had lost their lives. We were without power for about 3 hours. It was pretty rough all across Texas and Oklahoma. Okay, I've got that pretty dry. I'm going to put one more coat on it. And I'm just using snow or titanium white, which I'm just about out of. I need to get some more. And I'm just barely touching this. Again, because I don't want to tear that napkin. But it is helping cover up those black stripes. And a little bit splattered there. Okay, so I think that's going to do it. Let's get it dry. It'll look better than it was going to, not doing it. So you're just experimenting with me. Now it does cause it to wrinkle because we got it wet again. Could take even, I did have a few little flowers left. I've got another napkin that's a little bit smaller than this. I could put a few of the little flowers up here, just where his tail feathers ruffles out. Okay, let's see. Okay, yes, that shows it much, much better. Probably went a little overboard with the white. It's going to show a little bit, but I can piece some of this back in, or actually some of this in, and you'll never know. But that'll take just a little bit of work to do it. So let's go ahead and put some Mod Podge. Just right in the circle. Making sure I get out to the edges of it. Okay, I'm going to slant it just a little bit. And you want to make sure there's not any pieces sticking up. Hi, Barbara. Thanks for hopping on and watching. Okay, so here's what we've got so far. And again, I've got some little bitty flowers. I'm going to have to hunt them up, but I might take and put right here in the little ruffles of his feathers, just to add a little bit up here so it's not quite so plain. Okay, so let's work on some details up here. I'm going to take antique gold and shade his beak and his legs. Doesn't take much because we don't have much on there. I'm going to use a flat. This is a Royal Langnickel flat, number 8 flat, to do our shading. And I've just got it just a little bit moist. Scissors back there. And let's go ahead and shade the legs. So I'm going to put a little bit of that base color that we used, that yellow. Just get a little bit on there. And then I look for either I'll go right above or under the letters on the brush, just whichever I can remember. With this one I can remember because it has a slanted edge up here at the end, and so I'll always go to the bottom corner and get just a little bit of that on there. And we'll put some shading right under where his feathers meet. And we'll go all around the leg that way. The legs, there's actually, it'll look like 2 legs when we get finished. So we'll go down the outer edge. Now this is not a really dark color. It may be hard for you to see it on camera, but it is definitely giving him a good shading. It is getting on the edges, but again, I will clean that up afterwards. And then just blend it out. You don't want it real harsh. Oops. I've got so much paint out here from other projects I'm doing. Bump it into it all. Reloading every few strokes. Okay, let's start up here. Top of his foot. I'm just dipping my corner back into that dark. And we'll do his beak the same way. And then we need right down the middle. Let's see here. Let me look at my mock-up that I was doing, see how I did his feet. Okay, so we made this the top. Okay, y'all, I'm talking to myself. A little more moisture in that. Okay, and then we'll add some toes here in a minute and some little lines on there. Okay, now let's do the beak. I'm going to get some more of that base coat color. Right where the beak meets the face, we're going to go right on the inside of that. And just around the beak, and it's just giving it a shadow. Now you could use a light brown if you wanted more, but I'm just kind of shadowing it. put some other details on it as well. Okay, I am going to use sable brown to put his little nostril. Just a little dot. Oops. And I'm going to use one of my little dotters. Just get a little bit on the end. Now he can breathe. Okay, and I'm going to use a Napa red, or this is actually Rockwood red, which is fun. We can use that to shade the red. Deep burgundy is also very good for that. Okay, so now I want my base coat is red. So I'm gonna get a little bit of red on there. That just helps, having that base coat color on there helps it to blend out. So you don't have just a harsh line. So let's do his wattle. See if I have any of that. I don't have any of the deep burgundy. It's showing up really well for me, but I just don't think you're going to be able to see it really well. Okay, and at the bottom, the base of each of the comb. Now remember, your base coat, it looks wet right now, like you've got a line there, but it dries. It dries and blends in with your base coat. And then we'll put some highlights on here too. I want to take some of that shading we did on the yellow and make it look like that top beak is coming over. And I'm going to add just a little bit of that yellow back in the center here, just to lighten it up. I'm going to get some it's called banana cream. So I'm going to put some banana cream, very yellow, very pale yellow. And I'm going to put some of that in the middle. And I can get enough just out of the little tip of this right here. And then I'm going to get most of it off on my plate. But we're just going to highlight it a little bit. I'm just going to rub it on. And then rub it off. Just kind of in the middle there, to give it some highlight. Okay, I'm going to leave that out because we may do some of that with the legs. In fact, we will do that with the legs. Let me find one of my little scruffy brushes. Scruffy brush is just one that you've just used so much it doesn't even have its shape to it. So I put it on, but I'm getting most of it off. And we're just going to go rub some of that yellow in there, that banana cream. just to give it some highlights. Okay, now for me, the hardest eye ever to do is on black, because you have to be careful. You have to do white and then a black dot in the middle, but if you're not careful, it will make it look really, really scary or really, really mad. So you do have to be careful. I also just thought of something else that would be cute here, are some little buttons. Maybe every other one. Put some little red buttons. Let me grab right quick and see if I've got some red buttons over here. Y'all know I've got buttons galore. Let's see if I've got some red ones. I'm sure I do somewhere, but I hadn't thought about using them, so I hadn't gotten the red ones out. I've got several containers with buttons in them. And I've just started separating them into colors. I'll just grab a couple of red ones here just to give you an idea of what it would look like with either red or yellow. But wouldn't that be cute? Okay, I'm just looking at all the different ones I've got. That would be cute. That's really too big. But I've got all kinds of red buttons here that would be just really cute. Probably every other one. And then we would have one here. Or put one down here. That's probably going to happen. What do y'all think? You like the buttons? I think that adds a lot. It just looks kind of plain up here with that. Okay, so yes, we're going to do buttons. I may have to do that off camera and find the ones that I want. I think the red versus the yellow will look the best. I could even put, I've got some little bitty red ones. Could even put a red in the center of the flowers to tie the buttons in. Got several of these little ones, and those smaller ones would look okay on each one. Okay, yep, probably gonna do that. Okay, I'm gonna leave those out because I know I'm going to do that. Had not planned that at all, but that's what happens. Once you get to working on things and doing things, other ideas just pop into your head. Okay, let's go ahead and do his feet. I'm gonna take a liner brush. And we're gonna go with that sable brown. Take that back. We're going to go with the antique gold that we shaded with. And put him some little little wrinkles. And his legs. I'm just wiggling them. Okay, and then we're going to highlight with some white. Not going to take much, so I'm just using what I had left here on my plate, because it's still wet enough. And so we're just going to go around the tops. Let's put a little on his wattle. A little bit on his beak up here. Okay, now for the little eye. Blah. I don't like doing white eyes. Let's see what we get. I want him kind of looking up. And then just fill it in. And it'll take a couple of coats over this black. So let's dry that. Vicki, are you saying yes on the buttons? I just laid my arm across his legs where I had just painted. So I'm going to have to clean that up. Turn it upside down right quick so I can get the bottom of this. Okay, let's put a little dot. I actually think that needs another coat of white. Okay, let me dry that so that when I put the black in there, we don't get it gray. And let's use our daughter. Got enough blacks still here on my plate. And we're going to put it just right up at the top. Okay, so let's let that dry just a second. I need to fix that leg. I had made a mess of it. I didn't notice it in time, or I would have gotten it off with the, I can probably still get it off with a baby wipe. So I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to leave it alone, let it dry, and then I'll fix it with that. Let me get the paint off my arm. And then I'll show you the other chicken that I had done that I actually painted the buffalo plaid on. Okay, let's see if I can get these buttons out here that match. And they don't even have to be matchy-matchy, but I do want them to be pretty close to the same color. I don't want a bright red and then a pinkish looking red. Oh, that would even be cute too. Okay, I gotta stop. Gotta stop doing that. So anytime you run across buttons are not cheap anymore. Thankfully, I've had friends that have been on the lookout for me, and garage sales, if I find any in the garage sales, I grab them. I like, whoops, that's got a pattern to it, so I don't want that one. Those are the same. Got several of those. It looks like that one's gonna be the winner. Some of them have gold, like somebody has painted some gold on them. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me see if I can find a little bit different one to go in the center of the flowers. Okay, that one is a little bit larger. Kind of ties it in. Okay, that's too orangey. It's a little bit different shape, but I think it would work. But I've also got wooden buttons. I don't like that. That I can paint the color that I'm needing to match. Okay, those two match pretty good. My grandkids loved, when they were little, always loved to, okay, I don't have another big one like that, so we're going to go with this flat one. Now I'm trying to decide, do I want every one or every other one? Okay, there's every other one. Let me turn it around here. There's every other one. Here's every one. That one's got gold on it. I don't want that. I can turn it over. And there's everyone with, trying to find a little bit bigger decorative button. Don't like that. I've got some more in another jar that I may have another large red one, so may wait, but I think I like the red button. That one doesn't match, but okay. Every other one or every one? Buttons on the flowers or no buttons on the flowers? I'm letting y'all decide on this one tonight. I don't have patterns for this one. This actual cutout is from Southern Adornments Decor. You go shopdoorhangers.com, and she has this cutout on there. And she has different, now the pattern, I just freehanded it on there. But she's got the actual cutout on it, and I just kind of freehanded with a pencil the details on it. But I do have some items, I do have templates on my website, youngatheartcreations.com, and you can get the patterns for some things on there. Okay, so every other one, buttons in the center, or no buttons in the center on that. While you're voting on that, let me bring you back up here. Here's the large one that I did, that I painted. I didn't use any napkins on. He's just painted. And again, this was Tamara Bennett's shape, her cutout. So just painted the buffalo plaid on this using painter's tape, and just painted the details on this. No button in the center, okay? No button in the center. So here he is, the big one. And the little one. So here's the difference in the sizes. And there's just no end to how you can paint these. I've done them with black and white polka dots on them. I've done solid colors on them. There's just, and several of you have also painted these. I've seen them. They're just so cute. Thank you, thank you. And so what I will do on this one that we're painting tonight, let me set him back down here. I'm going to let that napkin dry a little more before I put the other Mod Podge on. And that's really all we like. I'm just going to put the buttons on his tail feathers here and put a hanger on him. So I will Mod Podge over this. And you could also make it to look like a girl. You put little baby chicks down here. But this one looks more like a rooster to me. And I just love painting the chickens. I have that big one hanging up in my kitchen. I was trying to remember how I painted. I don't know. I've painted so many of them. I can't remember how I've painted them all. But save your buttons. I use buttons on so many things. Here's a pizza pan that I painted last year. Let me get my stuff off of it. And for the eggs, I used different color buttons. This is just a pizza pan from the Dollar Tree. It was just $1. And then added a bow. But those are just buttons, grass behind it and buttons. But it just made such a special little effect. And I just glued it on with that stick fast glue. So this one was very popular last year, and just put some flowers around the edge. For the base, I used a metal, it's called Outdoor Living by Deco Art. I get it at Hobby Lobby. And it paints on metal really, really well. So that was just a pizza pan. I mean, how easy is that to get? It'd be $1.25 now plus tax at the Dollar Tree. But that's everything on that little guy except just gluing the buttons on. I'll glue those on. I'm going to go back over this just a little bit with black. Little bitty speckles on there. So that was just kind of an experiment with the flowers, but looks like his feathers. And then once we get these little buttons on here, I think that's going to add, quite a bit of color to him. And I think he will be done. And put a little hanger on him, or he would be really cute on a tier tray. Again, he's 12 inches, and I think they even have the 6-inch on Tamara's. And that hers is shopdoorhangers.com. And you'll go to templates or blanks. You can get the pattern from her, or you can get the actual wood cutout. She's got both, and those are called blanks when you go to that. Now, as far as my website, I do have several templates on there. My templates, I don't have like Procreate or anything like that. Mine are all just hand-drawn, but I've sold tons of them for them just being hand-drawn, and they're only $2. But you are welcome to do anything with those that you want to. Once you purchase it, you can teach them whatever you want to do with them. So again, please, I want to remind you about the party that we're having. Class party, whatever you want to call it. Just a fun get together to paint these boxes. I've got these boxes all over the place. So we've got 18 spots that we can fill. I have 4 people that have paid. I would at least love to have 10 people there. that would be ideal. So we're going to paint these the color of your choice. Going to paint a little higher grass than what I put on here and put some flowers here. Going to also do some Mod Podge, so you'll get to look at some napkins and do what I just did with this one. Also, we're going to paint the terracotta pots to match whatever color you do your box in. If you do sunflowers, you know, you can paint these whatever color you want to paint them. You may want to leave them natural and not paint them. I painted these to match this one. These would hold paint brushes, combs, brushes, little washcloths, baby things. I mean, plants. I mean, you could even put plants in them. So they would be pretty with just about anything on them. So that's what we're going to do. Very, very easy. But once you learn this technique, you will use it on a lot of different things. So I would love to have you bring a friend with you. It's 11 o'clock on April the 28th. That's on a Thursday. And we will start at 11. It's at the First United Bank on Taylor Street in Sherman. You go around to the back of the building to come in. Very fun little room. It's all glassed in and so pretty. It's just got a real pretty view. So that's where I'm doing my classes on every second Tuesday of the month. That's where I go and take my classes that I've been learning. I haven't done anything else on this little guy. I got to get him finished. But this is the class we just did, and that's the same place. This will be white and got a lot more details put on him. But anyway, that's where it's going to be. It's going to be fun. So if you have any other questions about it, yeah, just let me know. It's I know it's during the day, during a work day, but I thought there's enough people retired, or maybe you're just wanting to take a personal day or day off and just come paint with some ladies, relax. Shut the world out and just come and paint and have a good time. I will definitely have napkin packets that you can purchase. Those will probably be $3 a packet, and I'll have those full of all kinds of different napkins like what I used here. I'll have a table with some different things and some things that I've painted. We will have door prizes. What did I do with my door prize? This will be the grand door prize. It's one of the little irons that everybody's using to do their Mod Podge or their decoupage with. I will have something that I have painted that will be another door prize. So again, it's for beginners or experienced painters. Either way, you know, if you've never painted before, it's a project that you can leave and be proud of. You will definitely enjoy it. So let me know if you have any questions about it, but I would love for you to come and bring a guest. If you get 5 people to come with you, you're free. You will be reimbursed if you've already paid, or you won't have to pay. But to register, you just go to my website, youngatheartcreations.com, click on events, and then it will just walk you through on the process of paying for that. Let's see, I'm partially retired but live too far away. Oh, I know there's so many people that say, I would love to come if I lived closer. I know, but I've had one here, a live event before, but it was just a one day. I've thought about having a live event down in Dallas close to an airport, one of the big, you know, 2 or 3 day events, but I don't know if that's in the works this year. That's not going to happen this year, but I'm looking at possibly doing that for next year. I don't know yet. So, but I will be at the live event for Tamara Bennett. That's going to be, I don't have the dates right in front of me. It's in July. And I will be a presenter there. There's going to be 11 or 12 different presenters there. So a lot of people are flying in for that one. That's a huge one. But mine that we're doing right now is only $35. And it's just come and paint and have a good time. If you can't come and you know somebody else that would love to come that's in the area or close enough, what a great little gift. Early Mother's Day gift. You know, even some of the teenagers they do wonders with this paint, and they amaze me. But I'm going to get off here because I have a challenge class that we're doing with Tamara Bennett at 7 o'clock. So I've got to clear all of this and get all of that. This is what we are doing with her tonight. Southern Adornments Decor. But I think it's probably too late to sign up now. It was only $10 for the challenge. It says, hello friends, all different color flowers. And once we get finished with the class, and she gives us permission to share it, then I will share the finished product with you. But I got to get off here and get ready for that. I've got to clear my palette and get the other colors on here. Thank y'all so, so much. Oh, Lynn, you get to go to Tamara's. Great. Oh, that's wonderful, wonderful, good. I can't wait. Be sure and find, well, you'll probably come through my class. So be sure and come up and tell me hi, because there's going to be so many people. I'm not going to remember names and things, but just hug me and say, I'm Lynn and I watch you all the time. So, all right, we will see you there. Thanks again. Don't forget to hit that sprinkle button. I would appreciate it. Thanks, ladies. Have a great night. Bye-bye.